Hi everyone, Light487 here in widescreen. Today I will be reviewing a product that I received from bozecig.com.au. Now this one I actually bought myself with my own money, so the review will of course be accurate and true and honest. If it's good, I'll say it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. This one is called the 510. It's a starter kit, which means it comes with everything you need to get started vaping, except for, of course, the juice itself. The reason of me buying this is that recently one of my unregulated 510 batteries kicked the bucket, and the other one, basically the button got screwed up, and so I lost the button, and I've sort of had to make a makeshift sort of fix to keep it going. So I wanted something to replace it with, and one thing I've always sort of wanted is something to use the 18650 batteries on. They're the big chunky ones. I'll show you that in a minute. And because they're massively big batteries, they actually have a lot of capacity, so they last a lot longer than the standard sort of big batteries. Anyway, so it comes in a nice box, looks like this, okay, and nice hard box, and inside the box comes simply like this. So up here is the two 18650 batteries, okay, and then over here you've got two atomizers, chrome color atomizers, to go with the chrome finish on the actual device itself. Okay, now underneath that, let's pull that out. It's quite heavy actually. Underneath, you've got a charger for the battery. Okay. Now, it does come with a separate plug, a very small one, for an AU plug, because on the back here, this thing flips down. That is a China or USA style plug, but there's a little tiny adapter. It only comes out sort of this far. That has the AU, so that does come in there, so we don't have to worry about that. And of course the battery goes in there. It can only charge one battery at a time, but of course because these are big batteries, you're going to have plenty of time to charge. So in here you've also got 5 empty cartridges that you can fill with whichever juice that you choose, but as I said before, you'll have to buy the juice separately. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual device itself. It's as I say, it's I guess it's stainless steel, but it's fully chrome plated. At the bottom end, there's a little hole there. That's to allow the battery to vent should it catastrophically fail and release all of its gases. So if that wasn't there, it'd pretty much explode. So I've never had a battery catastrophically fail, but I've heard that it is possible. So, to prevent a total, complete disaster and blow up in your face, there's a venting hole at the bottom to allow the gases to escape. Now, the other parts, obviously, this screws off, and in there you would put your battery. Okay, and down the bottom there's a little spring which the battery sits on. This end is a nice sort of dimple, I guess, for the battery connector to push up against, so it makes a nice good connection. And then this end is obviously the battery's switch, and that's also seems to be chrome plated, or at least stainless steel switch to go along with the look of the other stuff. And then this bit here, it actually screws off. That's it there. Essentially, so there's the 510 connection. Essentially what it does is if juice leaks outside the atomizer, this will stop it from running all down the side and potentially into the switch and potentially into the battery compartment. So that at the top is all fully sealed. Okay, so if juice goes in there, it's not going to drip through, it's all completely sealed. And then without this, if there was juice and it leaked all down here, it might go inside the battery, it might, inside the switch, it might go inside the battery compartment, etc., etc. Get all over your hands as well, it's pretty messy. Not that, that's up to the atomizer itself. So you screw that on, and that prevents it from leaking around the sides. So I'll just take one of these batteries out. Now I've actually fully charged these. Each battery took roughly 2 hours to charge, two and a half hours to charge from the state I received them in. Okay. And if you're using general vaping, you'll probably get about, well, they reckon 3 to 4 days out of it. So compared to the other ones, like my other unregulated, I get 1 day out of it. This one I'll get around about 2 or 3 days, I'm guessing. And that's what this big battery mod's all about, is having these really high capacity. These batteries are rated at 3,000 milliamp hours, whereas the other unregulated that I got 1 day off is only 650 milliamp hours. So it's a huge difference. So I should get about 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 if I'm lucky, before I need to recharge the battery. A couple of design flaws. Well, I don't know if they're flaws or if they're intentional, but in my opinion, they are a bit flaws. You can see here the outer part of the main body, it's slightly bigger than the switch section. And then again, here you can see this juice cover thing is slightly bigger than, again. Now on this end, it's okay, it's a nice smooth edge. But on this side, it's quite a sharp finish on this edge, and you can catch it on your clothes. And as I say, it's I don't know whether it's intentional or what, but it sort of detracts from the overall sort of chrome finish, it all lining up and everything. It's just it's a small thing, doesn't detract at all from the performance of the device. It's purely a cosmetic thing. When I received it, I also noticed there was sort of a little tiny sort of half a centimetre or a centimetre sort of scratch. I can't find it now, so as I say, it's quite a small scratch. It's hardly even noticeable, but that's what I mean. It is these little tiny sort of design flaws, but at the end of the day, it's a very cheap mod, as in it's not very expensive. It's only $48 Australian for the whole kit, and compare that with $70 or $80 or $90 of many of the other big battery mod kits, even up to like $200 for some of those variable voltage ones. Obviously variable voltage is a whole new ball game, but essentially, yeah, you could pay a lot more for a good quality kit like this, and this is a good quality kit. I'm just being honest about some of the, I guess, design or manufacturing defects. Okay, just being honest about all that. Anyway, so when you put this is the brand new one. I haven't taken it out at all. So I'll just sort of get this out. There you go. I'll get that out. Okay, so there it is there. I'll see if there's any primer fluid in it. There doesn't seem to be any primer fluid in that. So that would just screw on like that. Okay. You can hear that crackling away straight away. So I'm going to put some liquid in this. As I say, completely brand new. I haven't tested it, haven't made sure it's going to work or anything like that. Just going to put it straight in here. I'm going to put 4 drops in there to start with. And I don't actually have a drip tip handy. I guess I do. I'll just pull this one off the liquinator. Oh no, I've got another drip tip here. Let's use that one. Oh. Let's The white sitting there, it's so hard to get in. Anyway, there it is there, got a drip tip on it now. No problem at all. It's a little bit dry though, so I'll just put a little bit more juice in there. So it was really good. There was no primer fluid at all in there. So it's fine. That's a great vapor profile there. The expected amount of vapors coming out, the expected amount of flavors coming out. The throat heat is dependent obviously on the nicotine content and the juice. And this is a 510, so it's generally more throat heat than normal, than most atomizer types. Yeah, so it's fine. And I can feel that's getting quite warm. So it's working. It's doing the job it's supposed to do. Now these are standard resistance atomizers. They're not low resistance. Okay, I don't know what this one is. This one must be a standard as well. Let's have a look at this one. I'm sure I don't even know what's in this one. I think this is. I think that's the dud one that I should have thrown out a while ago. So let's not use that one. Let's see if I've got something else laying around here I can chuck in there. Okay, what about this? This clear amizer. Not sure if that'll fit in there. Okay, no, so there you go. So there's something. Clear amizer won't fit in there. A triple XL won't fit in there. Okay. A Bogue Cardo will, which means an XL dual core will. Okay. One thing I'm noticing here is it's a very tight draw. So if I take this juice protector cap off, I'm getting a nice airy draw there. Okay, and I can put on my triple XL cartomizer. Again, no problem. It's just, as I say, that cap, it's designed for standard size 510 atomizers and standard 510 size cartomizers. So anything that's even slightly wider is obviously going to have trouble getting in there if you don't take it off. As you can see, it's performing well. On everything I throw at it, because it's unregulated. So it basically means that it's not dropping the voltage or the power output down by any amount. And of course, here's my liquinator, and I'm just going to chuck that on there. My preferred setup at the moment. There it is there. Okay. The liquinator actually comes down and stops on the atomizer connection, which is good. I was a bit worried it would go all the way down and leak juice, but no, it stops, which is great. perfect. You know, now it's still 3.7 volts or 3.9 volts because the battery starts at 4.2 volts, and then it drops from there. You know, so it's still, you know, a 3.7 to 4.0 sort of vape, somewhere in between there. So it's going to be a less punchy than my 5-volt box mod, but, you know, I can get 2 or 3 days out of this, you know, as compared to my box mod, which needs to be recharged every day. So as you can see, it's performing great on this one, on the clearomisers, which I always have trouble with. You saw it with the triple XL dual coil cartomizer. These are the native ones that come with it. That was the first one I put on it. Works fine with those. With LR 510s, I mean, if you put a 306 on there, that'd definitely fit with the actual cap on. No problem, you know. Now, I haven't tried it with any other batteries than the ones that have come with it. There were some issues with batteries fitting with the first version of this, but I don't know whether that's been addressed. But certainly the button issue's been addressed. It used to be like a plastic acrylic sort of button on the first version of this, and there was no vent hole either. So there you go. I mean, not much more to say other than the fact that, you know, it is, you know, it's a standard sort of 3.7 volt device, but you're getting that huge mega battery in there. I'm not sure if I've got, let's just have a look. I mean, here's the standard sort of size of a and that's with the switch and everything included. So this is a very big battery. It's, you know, like if you put it next to a AA battery, it looks massive. You know, it's like this big compared to this sort of size. But yeah, as I say, it's exactly what I wanted. For $48 plus shipping, you can get this, and like I say, so it comes with, let's read it off here. You've got the tube mod itself. You've got 2 times 18650 batteries. You've got the 2 atomizers, which I showed you work really well. The empty cartridges, 5 empty cartridges, and the wall charger with an AU plug. You know, here they say, you know, the battery lasts a full 2 to 3 days of vaping, which I would agree with. And it sort of fits into your hand nicely, like this. It even fits into my pocket with the liquinator on, so I can actually get it in there, and it's quite fine. Anyway, that's it for this one. If there's any major issues with the device that I discover later on, I'll certainly update the video accordingly. Anyway, thanks for watching.